In this video, we'll give you a clear view of what you can do in Strasbourg. We'll show you everything by category: strolls, night strolls, market, tours, churches, museums, parks, viewpoints. We are a French family, former travel planners, and we run a user-friendly France travel guide, culturefrancia.com. Check the description, you'll find our pages about Strasbourg, plus our interactive map. First of all, let's start with a quick overview. Strasbourg is known for its culture blending French and German influences. That is because Strasbourg is in northeastern France, right near the German border in the Alsace region, where it's the capital with around 300,000 people. And most of the places to visit are in the center, which is about 1 kilometer wide as the crow flies. Now, let's see the strolls. The center of Strasbourg is its old town, called Grande Île, which means big island. It got that name because it's completely surrounded by a river and its canal, and it's connected to the rest of the city by many small charming bridges. Thanks to its exceptional heritage, the old town is listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The architecture is dense and varied, with Alsatian half-timbered houses in different colors and facades made of pink sandstone from the Vosges, the mountain range in the region. The Cathedral Square remains one of the most lively spots on the island, surrounded by historic houses and always busy. The main streets mix shops, cafes, and historic facades, and give an urban rhythm to this very old center. Then, as you move away from the main streets, you find quieter blocks. You go from a lively shopping street to a calm alley in just a few steps. And along the quays, the old facades sit right by the river, with moored barges and shaded walks along the water. Now, at the western edge of the old town, you'll find the most iconic area, called Petite France. Here, the river splits into several smaller branches, and you'll see some of the most beautiful and best preserved half-timbered houses in the city, right above the canals. And depending on the weather, you may also see their reflections in the water. And if you keep going further west in this area, you'll reach the covered bridges. It's actually a continuous open-air bridge that no longer has a roof since the late 18th century. But the defensive towers of the bridge are still there. Now, let's see the night strolls. The old town is also great to visit in the evening, when there is less activity than during the day. The quays along the river are calm, and you can walk alongside the reflections of the buildings in the water. And the lighting highlights the pink sandstone facades and the half-timbered houses. And you can walk again across the different squares and along the main streets to feel that nighttime vibe. Now, let's see the market. The main food market in Strasbourg is in the old town. It takes place twice a week and it's outdoor. There you'll see many kinds of good quality products like meat, cured meat, fish, fruits, vegetables, cheese, and other local products. Now let's see the tours. There are several activities you can do in Strasbourg, like river cruise, food tours, and more. We've got a dedicated page on our website where you'll find the full list, with provider recommendations for each one. The link is in the description. Now, let's see the churches. First, the Strasbourg Cathedral. This exceptional Gothic building was built from the 12th to the 15th century. It's particularly famous for its majestic pink sandstone facade that changes shades during the day depending on the light, and also for its spire rising up to 140 meters high. Now, inside the cathedral, you get this incredible height, with light coming in from the stained glass windows, and it's just as impressive. And there is also a large astronomical clock that captivates with the complexity of its mechanisms and the richness of its decorations. The Strasbourg Cathedral is really one of the most beautiful in France. Then, to the south of the Old Town, there is the large St. Thomas Church. It was built from the 12th to the 16th century in the Gothic style, and it has since been dedicated to Protestant worship. And it's particularly known for its massive organ on which Mozart played in the late 18th century. Then, on the other side of the Old Town, to the north, you'll find Saint-Pierre-le-Jeune Church. Most of the current building dates from the 14th century, and it's in the Gothic style, and it's also dedicated to Protestant worship. Now, the church also has the only cloister in Strasbourg, arranged around a small garden. Then, a bit further north, across the river, there is another church, also called Saint-Pierre-le-Jeune, but this one is Catholic. It was built at the end of the 19th century, when the Alsace region was under German rule, and it's in the neo-Romanesque and neo-Byzantine style. Now, let's see the museums. First, next to the cathedral, there is a museum dedicated to medieval and Renaissance art and architecture, with a particular focus on the Strasbourg Cathedral and its heritage. The museum houses an extensive collection of artworks, including sculptures, stained glass, and tapestries, some of which come directly from the cathedral. And the place also has a small medieval garden. Then, next to it, there is the large Palais Rohan, the former residence of the Prince Bishop of Strasbourg, and today it houses museums. On the ground floor, you'll find the Museum of Decorative Arts. It's basically the visit of the palace itself, which is like a small local Versailles, with its different rooms, its furniture, its paintings, and other objects. Now, still in the same building, but on the first floor, you'll find the Museum of Fine Arts. It houses a rich collection of European paintings, including French, Italian, Dutch, and Spanish works, ranging from the Middle Ages to the 19th century. Now, let's see the parks. First, to the northeast of the city, there is the Orangerie Park. It dates back to the 18th century and it's the largest park in Strasbourg. There are beautiful flower-lined paths, wooded areas, and also a small lake. And it's also known as a place where storks are reintroduced, and you can see them in spring and summer. Then, closer to the center, there is a botanical garden connected to the University of Strasbourg. This pleasant garden has several thousand different plant species, and the place also has a small pond and a tropical greenhouse. Now, let's see the viewpoints. First, to the west of the island, there is the Vauban Dam, It's made of 2 sections with a passage underneath and a walkway on top. And from there, you'll get a viewpoint over the Petite France area, mainly over the bridge and its 3 towers. Then, from the top of the cathedral, there is the best viewpoint in Strasbourg. You'll have to climb 330 steps to reach 60 meters high. First, you'll get a closer view of the cathedral tower, and from both sides, you'll have an amazing view over the whole city, and even out to the surrounding mountains. Now, let's see an extra category, about the Christmas market. If you visit Strasbourg in December, you should know that every year, starting in late November and for a whole month, the city hosts one of the biggest and oldest Christmas markets in Europe, and it goes all the way back to the 16th century. There are actually several Christmas markets in different parts of the old town, and they are open during the day and in the evening, and that's when the Christmas magic is at its peak, with all the decorations and lights standing out the most. Now that you've got a clear view of what you can do in Strasbourg, for more info about each place, including opening hours and prices, check out our website culturefrancia.com. The links are in the description. And for more videos about travel in France, check out our YouTube channel popping up on the screen. It's all well organized into playlists. And to support what we do, like, subscribe, and leave us a comment. See you in the next video.